Hey guys, this is Jay Calderon with Jay Unboxing here, giving you a personal prediction for Janibek Alimkhanuly versus Denzel Bentley. And yes, I did have to practice Janibek's name. And yes, that will be the last time I'm saying his last name in this particular pick. And as always, this is just my take. Your predictions, of course, can be left down in the comments section below. Would love to hear them all. Especially about this fight. I think it's a pretty obvious one in most people's minds, but it's kind of interesting to see the method exactly and just how impressive the inevitable winner may be in this particular fight. So we'd love to hear all that down in the comments section below. A little bit of fight info here. We have Janibek versus Bentley taking place at the Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas, Nevada, airing live on ESPN with the WBO middleweight title on the line that is currently possessed by Janibek. Now, let's start off with some honesty here. The outcome in this one is pretty likely, in my opinion, at least according to most people, what most people would think, the odds makers, etc. That said, this prediction takes place for a couple of reasons. One, Bentley is a better than given credit fighter. And number two, these sort of fights are still fun to predict in terms of the method. So it does have some value here. Besides, we're boxing fans. I am, of course, as well. We're going to watch anyway. So might as well keep it interesting with the pick and put a little bit of something on the line. Might as well play prognosticator. It's fun. So that's what we will do, and we'll break this one down to do it. Starting with Janibek here. For Janibek to win, keep the jabs and feints fast. Natural speed is your advantage here. You're both fairly fast, but you have a little bit more of that kind of quick twitch, that flick action to your speed, so use it, especially with your feet and your angles. As a matter of fact, you have very quick feet that get you in and out of range safely, and also give your opponent a new target while you're staying in perfect position to punch. That's going to be key for you here. Force him to kind of bite and square up as he's looking to try and get something going against you, and then make him pay for it with those hard shots. You will start backing him up by doing so, and allow that lead foot to move to the outside, find those angles, tie him up a bit more, and then make him pay. I would also say work the left hook. It's a shot Bentley is open for, so that's going to be a big reason why you're going to want to throw it anyway, but it's also just a shot that you throw pretty well. Now, it might seem odd based on stances here, but it can get there for a couple of reasons. Again, number one, you throw a decent one, but the other reason is Bentley tends to square up. This is a way to make him pay for that. It's also kind of a shot that shotgun jab can help line up, because you have a very good one. If you're able to blind him with that as he's trying to square up, then come in with that left hook, I think you're going to have some great success. And finally, in general, I would say control the real estate. And you can do this a number of ways. Some of the ways we've already alluded to in this particular breakdown. You're going to want to press him back. Use those feints, as I mentioned. That footwork will be vital to this. Keeping the center of the ring for you, I think, is your best bet. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think Bentley's going to look to necessarily try to push you back, but you certainly can't let him if he does. Also, get that lead foot on the outside so you can line up that left hand, as we mentioned. This will allow you to get more combinations going if he's unable to step into his own power shots, and you're able to press him back, as mentioned. Certainly something that I think you should be trying to do in this fight. Now, switching over to Bentley. For Bentley to win, I think you need to dig that left to the body. This fight eventually could be fought at close range. Janibek does not mind getting into a bit of a phone booth fight, and if you're Bentley, that's your best bet. Trying to stay on the outside and box a guy who's faster, smoother, carries a bit more finesse is just not your move. So you're going to want to be inside if you can be, but you're going to need to make it work by at least attacking the body consistently enough for it to have some dividends later on in this contest, take some of his overall steam away. This is also a great shot from you. It's a safer shot on the inside to throw, especially if you're in that good range where you're not going to be just tagged at the extension of his shot. It's a safe enough shot that you can land it well, and it can potentially pay off and also lower that solid defense of his so that it makes it a bit easier for you as the contest wears on. I would also say don't square up. It's when you get caught the most. It's when you have your biggest trouble. And Janibek doesn't need any help catching guys clean. So you're going to have to keep that in mind. It's awful against a southpaw anyway. Kind of keeps him an awkward target for you while giving you the most open look for your opponent. That's certainly not something you're trying to do in this fight. You can't use your power as well when you're squared up anyway, which is something I think you do have. You have some decent pop. And to make that pay, you need to be able to get some torque into it. So if you're using it right, that's the stance you should be looking to, as opposed to squaring up in this contest. And finally, I would say move to your left. You might lose the lead foot battle sometimes, but you don't have to walk into the shot either. You don't have to play into that sort of lost battle. Make him chase more so you can counter. You do counter well at times when you try to, and this can also, of course, keep you in a more natural stance as opposed to squaring up. Might walk him into a bigger shot if he's overcommitting, trying to pin you down, and this can get some momentum building for you as well. Circle, but don't back up straight. It doesn't mean you have to, completely do away with any kind of conventional fighting here, but just make sure that you're trying to actually step to the right side, walk him into some shots, and then when on the inside, make him pay with that aforementioned body attack. Now, in terms of my pick, and I know you've been waiting with bated breath here, but my prediction is Janibek in this one. However, I will say two things that will sound like they contradict, but they don't. And that is, Bentley is a better than he will be given credit for fighter, and Janibek will make this look fairly easy, easier than it probably is. I think Janibek takes a round or two to get going. Nothing crazy. He might still win the rounds, but it won't be until that third or fourth round when he really starts kind of working that piston-like jab and those feints, get Bentley into a shell as he can't get his own stuff going because of the sort of pace and finesse that Janibek will impose on this fight. He will overcommit at times, that being Bentley, and when he does, the left hands will start landing around the guard for Janibek. Janibek will drop him early, take his time, and eventually finish him off with a flurry against the ropes, Janibek via mid-fight stoppage. And in terms of the betting odds, they kind of suggest what I'm saying here too, with Janibek being a very sizable favorite, coming in at a minus 2,400, with Bentley coming in at a plus 1,120. So certainly an underdog role for Bentley. This is almost the odds where you might as well just throw a small bet on it anyway for Bentley, because you just never know, and Janibek is relatively untested, going against a fighter who does have some pop. Expect to lose that money, but it's certainly not the worst bet you could make in this kind of situation. That being said, I really do favor Janibek in this one. There's just not a lot of value in a straight-up line, so that's certainly something I'll be staying away from. In terms of the over-under, have not been able to find one just yet. When I do, however, I will make it the pinned comment down in the comments section below, but until then, those are your odds. And my prediction record as of November 4th is 33-12-1 with 10 exact. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. We'd love to hear your thoughts, your predictions, your bets, especially the method in this fight. Again, I think most people will side with one fighter versus the other in this case, but we'd love to hear how you think it's going to go down. Please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and follow me on Twitter at jcalderon_JOB, and you can email me at junboxing@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you there. Also, be sure to check out junboxing.com for schedule, results, betting odds, rankings, all that good stuff. And as always, until next time.